Hey, it's Ashley Tisdale, and despite obstacles along the way, I will continue to reinvent myself.
Hey guys, it's Kirbie. Welcome back to Pretty Unfiltered. Today's guest is the Tiz, Ashley Tisdale.
Hi.
I am a huge fan of yours.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And before we get into the questions, I just want to tell you kind of a funny story. When we found out that you were booked for the show, I was like, yes! And everyone else was like, Kirbie, this is a life-changing moment for you. Because when I first started at POPSUGAR, when I first got clip-in extensions, one of our PAs was like, oh, you're giving me the Tiz vibes.
Oh,
and I was like,
I love how they put clip-in extensions
I was
in
like,
there.
oh my God. I know, literally. They were like, oh my God. They were blonde and long and beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, that's the best compliment ever.
That's so
funny. So now when I wear my clip-ins, I'm like, oh, I have the Tiz. And everyone's like, the Tiz is looking great. So like, you were like a part of my life.
The weave is the Tiz.
The weave is the Tiz. And we like love you here. So thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you.
So today we're talking about reinventing yourself. I feel like you're the queen of this. Because obviously you had High School Musical, but what you guys might not know is Ashley is a very accomplished businesswoman. She has her own production company, Blondie Girl Productions. She produces Young and Hungry on Freeform. She has Illuminate Cosmetics. She has her own YouTube channel. So you have so many things coming up in the pipeline as well. The first question would be, what obstacles have you had to overcome in your career to get to where you are today?
There's a list. There is a list. You know, it's never easy. I mean, I think, in acting, it's, people from when I first came out to LA, there was an agent that said I would never work in this business.
So dumb.
That is a true statement, okay?
Well, look at her now.
Yes. Hi. But I mean, I think for specifically, like, acting is so different from the other side, which is producing and obviously doing my makeup line. And also, I'm the creative director of Signorelli as well.
Yeah.
So I have
my
a
gosh.
lot of stuff going on. But
so many things.
That type of business is so different because it's really about, business, seeing what works and seeing what the fans like and what the audience likes and kind of, I like to constantly, I guess, reinvent myself because I think that that's always fun and it's always exciting. And I'm someone who's, going to be in this for a really long time.
And it's very smart business-wise, in my opinion.
I've always been someone who looked up to Jessica Alba and Jessica Simpson, so.
Going from being an actress on screen, was it hard for you to go to being a businesswoman and being a producer and being more behind the scenes? Or were you like, no, I was prepared for this. This was my calling.
No, I definitely grew into it.
Okay.
I think obviously created the production company because I am someone who loves to work, obviously. I do not like to sit around and wait for my next job.
Yeah.
Which as an actress, there is a lot of waiting time. So I wanted to be busy and I was like, I really want to start a production company and I got a producing partner and I learned a lot from my producing partner. But I really found myself in my voice as a producer when we did the pilot of Young and Hungry. And that's when I got really confident. I was like, okay, I think in any type of business that you're new at, you're of course like a little bit like insecure about it and you're like, I hope I'm making the right decisions. But for me, it's always about my intuition and I just let that guide me in everything and it's worked out pretty well.
I want to talk about acting for a second. Growing up, did you ever feel like you were typecast based on the way you looked?
Well, it's so funny because when I'm naturally brunette, and so when I was growing up and I was screen testing for stuff, I was always screen testing for the blonde role, and I was never getting it because I was brunette. And so when Disney Channel decided to change my hair and my look, I definitely did not know that I'd be getting like all of the blonde roles after that.
Yeah.
So I think it's in this business, it's so natural, unfortunately, for people to put you in a box and to think of you as just that character that you've been known for, and you constantly do have to reinvent yourself in order to kind of just break out of it. And it's, for me, I've been in the business since I was 3 years old, so like I said, I'm always, trying to find ways, but that's why I have my production company, because for me, in the acting side, in order for me to do what I really want to do, I'm going to have to create that, I think, for myself.
Totally, and I think that's super smart. In terms of YouTube, because you have your own channel now.
I do.
I feel like it's similar and different from being on TV because it's like you're creating your own roles on your YouTube channel. So what inspired you to really make that a priority?
Well, I started my YouTube when I was doing my music with Warner Brothers. And so I always was like such a huge fan of it because of the personal connection with your fans. You know, Twitter, you can only like say like some, you know, a sentence here and there, and like Instagram, it's a picture and it's beautiful, but you know, YouTube is like really like you and the audience. And so I just felt like I hadn't really given it its proper just focus, and so I wanted to relaunch it, and I wanted to fulfill the, you know, the fans with how much they wanted my music to come back. So I like for the last couple of years have been trying to figure out where I want to go in music. So for the time being, I was like, oh, why don't I do music sessions, which is smart. Cover songs with my husband. And it's been so much fun. And
you've gotten great feedback.
Oh my gosh, people such good feedback. And I think just everything is moving into digital. I mean, 100%. I watch Netflix all the time, Amazon. So I just feel like I want to be ahead of the curve with that stuff. So.
Are there any YouTubers that you looked to for inspiration when you were like, okay, I'm making my channel, like reinventing it? Who were you looking at? Like, love her videos, love his videes.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of Carly Bible, just like on her makeup. That's where I actually learned a lot of my makeup. Carly's awesome. I actually know her really well, and she's super sweet. I have her palette. Yeah, I mean, I love how she does tutorials. I just actually put out my first makeup tutorial.
I saw
which was really scary.
You're like,
it's
cool.
Definitely different, like having, you know, it's like, it's different from doing the stuff that I'm like naturally organic, like with music and all of that stuff. But Carly does it so well where she talks to you about her life, and so you like just get to know her within that, you know, clip. And also she's doing her makeup, where I was just like, it was so different for me. And I love doing it because I do my makeup all the time, but it was like I had so many bloopers. They like put some in there because but
that makes the video better in my opinion, because you really get to know you.
I was like, oh gosh.
Vanessa has come on your channel and you guys sing a song together.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people love that you two are still really close.
Yeah.
Has she ever given you a piece of advice that has either changed your life or you really took to heart and it helped you through a hard time?
I don't know. I mean, she's younger than me.
Yeah.
So I think we
Which
give
also
each
is
other,
an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. We give each other advice, I believe. I don't know if there's anything specific. We're always there for each other, like through really hard times and exciting times and breakups. And so we've been with each other for so long at this point. I'm sure there's tons of stuff that, you know, she's given me advice. I've given her advice. But I don't know, like it's just it's one of those things that I'm so glad, because she's like family, and we were really excited to do X's and O's. I had no idea people were gonna freak out about it like that.
But it's just cool to see people that you cared about growing up now still remaining friends.
Yeah,
because it's not always
it is
like
really
that.
rare, I think, to have, you know, we shot a movie and a couple movies, you know, years ago, but I think it's just because it was such a time in our life and we were doing so much together that it's cool to just kind of, I don't know, she's like one of the most, like, for me, I love when people are, you know, just the same, I don't know how to explain it, just like they didn't
same
change,
on and
you know,
off,
like, yeah, it's like, oh, they're like still really good people. That's awesome.
And through the years. Okay, give yourself a piece of advice at 13 years old.
At 13 years old, oh man. Oh, 13 years old, give myself advice. Okay, what's coming to mind right now is me singing in the car in the mirror visor, like lip syncing to Britney Spears. And I would do that in my bedroom too, and it was so embarrassing now that I'm thinking about it. But at 13, I didn't know that I'd actually be able to do music.
Yes.
So I just thought I was gonna be in my room doing it. And I actually did meet Britney Spears and have lunch with her, and so I think my 13-year-old self
I'm sorry,
would be
hold
dying.
on. I'm dying. I love her.
I
It's
know,
amazing.
I love her too. A couple of years ago, she reached out and wanted to have lunch. It was a really crazy experience.
The life of Ashley Tisdale. Just getting a call from Britney Spears. That's amazing.
I thought I was being punked, to be honest.
Ashley, let's talk about what's coming up for you. You're working with Duo, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
OLAY.
tell the people what it is.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited because I actually got to use it before it hit the shelves, and now with my YouTube channel, everybody's, you know, asking me about beauty secrets, and so I'm obsessed with OLAY Duo. It's got, first of all, it's bar soap and has a body wash and an exfoliator.
That's so
all
great.
in one. So it, like, for me, I know exfoliating is so important, and I totally forget pretty much like all the time, but now with the OLAY Duo, it's just like perfectly accessible, and it's easy and smells really, really good.
That's
and
awesome.
I like spray tan a lot, obviously, for events and
Yes,
photo
me
shoots.
too.
And
So
it
it's
preps
great for
my
that.
skin perfectly, yeah.
I got to check it out too, because I am like you can see I'm like totally patchy right now, so I got to get on that.
Exfoliate, girl. Exfoliate.
All right, Ashley. So tell the people what's coming up for you next. Obviously, subscribe to her YouTube channel.
Yes, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a lot more coming out with Illuminate Cosmetics. We have individual clusters, eyelashes.
That's so cool. I love that.
We have the Goddess palette and matte liquid lipsticks coming soon.
Holla. Awesome. Guys, let me know in the comment section below your favorite part of this interview. Topics you want us to discuss moving forward. Guests you want to come on the show. The show is about you, so obviously we listen.
I'll come back, okay?
Thank God. Just for me at least. I'm like, let's do a beauty tutorial. Like, it's going to illuminate in here. Guys, we're going to put all of Ashley's links in the copy below, so go subscribe to her channel, follow her on Instagram, Twitter, all of that above. It's Ashley Tisdale.
Yeah.
All across the board. Super easy. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kirbie Johnson. And be sure to subscribe to POPSUGAR Girls Guide because there's a new episode of Pretty Unfiltered every Wednesday. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.